Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I am going to speak with you briefly about some things that I saw in the media that I thought might be worth a discussion, might be interesting to us as Black people. And today's conversation centers around wills and famous directors who die and their estate plan isn't quite what you might want it to be. No disrespect, of course, to the late great John Singleton, who was one of the great filmmakers of our generation. As you know, as many of you know, he just died. Let me turn my phone off. My phone is dinging extra loud right now, and I don't know why. But John Singleton just died, right? And you guys know this. And you also know that John Singleton's estate has kind of had some a little bit of controversy, a little bit of infighting in the family. A few people within his family, his daughter Cleopatra, and fighting with his mom. And, it's kind of sad, kind of messy, as ill will might agree. Ill will is a perfect term to describe the situation with John Singleton's estate and his will. It doesn't mean that John was sloppy with his situation. I'm not going to say that at all. But what I am going to say is that maybe you could argue that it could have been done a little bit better. Now, as we get started, before we get started, please do me a favor and please hit the thumbs up button. Everybody, please hit that thumbs up button really quick. That's really, really important to help us share the conversation. And also, I want to let everybody know that that this is the space for intelligent Black people. So if you are intelligent and Black, then this is a place for you. If you're not intelligent and Black, then you may want to leave because we're probably going to hurt your feelings or confuse you. So anyway, with that being said, so here's the situation. So John Singleton just passed. Unfortunately, he died of a stroke at the age of 51. Like a lot of Black men in that age group, he was struggling with hypertension, which is something that, you got to take it seriously, right? If you don't, and I'm not saying he didn't take it seriously. I'm just going to say that it really can kill you. And so John died unexpectedly, went to a coma, then he died. And the thing about death that his family learned, that all of us should understand, is that death doesn't care what your schedule's like. Death doesn't care how much you have to do next week. Death does not care how many things on your schedule. None of that. Death just takes you, and it's very rude. Death is very rude. And so, so with John's situation, death kind of took him away. And I saw your comment where he said the disclaimer cracks me up every time. Yeah, I try not to. Usually I say if you're not Black and intelligent, you might want to get the fuck out. But I try my best not to cuss so much. But, it's just who I am. So what am I going to do, right? I can't apologize too many times. With John Singleton, there's this whole situation in question of what happens with his money. If you ever want to get a bunch of people fighting, just die rich without clarity in your will. If there's no clarity in your estate plan, then people will come and they will just battle each other and families will fall apart. People will rip each other off. People will spend years in court. One good example is Prince. The singer Prince died without a will, which I wish I could go back in time and tell him, like, bro, please don't do this because you're going to give a whole lot of money to white folks. You're going to make the biggest donation to white. You're going to make a bigger donation to white folks than Dr. Dre made when he gave all that money to USC. Anybody else remember that when Dr. Dre gave $70 million to USC, or he gave half, Jimmy Iovine gave the other half? Remember when Dr. Dre gave all that money to USC? Like, Prince has already beat Dr. Dre's record in his donations to white supremacy because Prince literally to this date, I think he's given $45 million to lawyers and accountants and CPAs and all these people that he's not related to. He's given $31 million to the IRS. It is expected that his will be in court for up to another decade. And so his estate is only $200 million. So he's given about, I think about 35–40% of his estate to either lawyers, accountants, and consultants, or the IRS. I don't think that was Prince's plan. I don't think Prince would have agreed to that in life. So if you would not have agreed to that in life, why would you agree to that in death? If you wouldn't have done it 5 years ago, why would you do it now? I mean, that's just So my appeal to anybody listening is, look, think about your family, man. Seriously, like, do you really love your kids, or do you not love them? Do you love your woman or not love your woman? Do you love your boyfriend, your husband, or do you not love them? If you love them, then you're going to make a plan. If you don't love them, then you won't give a shit. You're going to pretend like you're going to live forever like everybody else does, and then you'll die, and then there'll be chaos, and your kids will be getting clowned on GoFundMe, trying to beg for pennies so they can bury you. You know. So anyway, let me keep going. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's just the truth. So anyways, we keep going. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit that thumbs up button. So with John Singleton, here's the situation. So I just bumped into EUR Web. I know the brother who runs EUR Web. I do not remember his name, but I remember he was a good brother and I liked him a lot. And anyway, so I was reading EUR Web and I saw where they were reporting on Singleton's will. And I'm just going to read some of this to you and kind of give you thoughts as I read. It says, John Singleton, his will has been filed by his mother, Sheila. The late director's last will and testament shows that his daughter, 26-year-old Justice Singleton, his eldest child, is the recipient of his estate, valued at approximately $3.8 million. So his daughter, Justice, which I guess, you know, if you think about it, if you do the math, right, go back 2019 minus 26. What movie was, somebody tell me what movie was John Singleton working on about 26 years ago when his daughter, Justice, was born? What movie was John Singleton working on when his daughter, Justice, was born? Somebody tell me. Poetic Justice, right? Tupac, Janet Jackson, very good movie. Excellent work. It wasn't Friday. It was Poetic Justice. There you go. Thank you, Elijah. Mark all said Friday. Now, he didn't name his daughter Ice Cube. He named his daughter Justice. I think that that might have something to do with the movie. Now, here's the crazy thing. His daughter Justice gets everything. Why is that? Well, because the most recent will that John Singleton has in his name is the one he did in 1993. I need y'all to see. I'm pausing. This is a pregnant pause. I'm pausing because I need y'all to really process that. Some of y'all are in here now and wasn't even born in 1993, or some of y'all were like, you know, pooping in a diaper in 1993. You know, some of y'all were couldn't even write cursive in 1993. Some of y'all was all up on SpongeBob and everything else. I mean, that was years before Tupac even got killed. Tupac and Biggie were still alive and kicking. Weren't even as famous as they were going to be at their prime in 1992. 1993 is a long time ago. That's a generation ago. So the most recent will John Singleton had was from 1993. Now, here's what I want you to do one day. One day I want you to, when you go to the movies, I want you to do this interesting thing, this interesting experiment. It'll make you really respect how much planning and how much work it takes to make a movie. I want you to watch the closing credits of a movie. I don't care what the movie is. Go watch Baby Boy. It ain't got to be like Avengers or some dramatic presentation. Find a movie like Baby Boy. And I want you to look at the closing credits and look at how many names come up on the closing credits and how long it takes for all those names to go down that list in the closing credits. Now, the reason I want you to look at all those names on the closing credits is because that gives you just a glimpse of how much work, planning, and coordination it takes to even make a modest film like that. To even make a modest film like Poetic Justice or Friday or Rosewood or I don't. Did John Singleton make Friday? Y'all said Friday. I don't know. I know Ice Cube did Friday, but I don't know if that. I didn't know that was a Singleton movie, but maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Somebody help me with that, please. I don't want to not give him credit for something great that he did, but I thought that was Ice Cube's joint. But anyway, so here you have this person, John Singleton, great man, brilliant man, who was brilliant and intelligent enough to coordinate all these people, you know, coordinate all these different locations and processes and procedures and paperwork to get a movie done. But you didn't stop to just, you know, spend an hour doing the paperwork that relates to your estate and what's going to happen with your children when you die. Now, I want to make sure you understand, this is not me attacking the dead. I'm not going to attack a dead man. That ain't right. I'm not Oprah. Only Oprah would go so low as to attack a dead man. I'm not going to attack a dead man. I'm talking to the people who are living. I want to talk about priorities and values. I mean, really, it does not take that long. I updated my will, and it took me about 25 to 30 minutes. And it would have took me, another 30 minutes or so to go get it signed because you got to get it notarized. So if you think about how many months and how many thousands of hours it takes just to do one movie, and John did several, and they were all very, very good. Why would you spend so much time managing the white man's affairs, but very little time managing yours? I mean, seriously, like really, think about that. I mean, we do a really good job taking care of Master's property and protecting his assets and making sure everything's organized properly and everything else. And but when it comes to our stuff, there's something that just doesn't quite add up. There's something that just doesn't quite add up. And so when I look at this, I'm confused. I mean, I'm not saying that John is a dummy or a bad person. I'm just trying to understand. Like, I'd like to understand. Maybe there's an explanation. There could be a good explanation, right? It could be, maybe all of his assets were in trusts, which is a smart wealth strategy. When you build wealth, the next step after you build the wealth is you got to protect it from all the people that want to take it. And trusts are a great vehicle to do that. But I'm thinking, well, maybe he's got trust for his other 6 children. He made this will when he only had 1 child. John died with 7 children. So, the reality, and I'm just going to keep it 100 with you guys. The reality is that you should update your will every 3 to 5 years. And really, you should update your will whenever your circumstances change. So that means, you dating a woman and you love her to death and think she's great, and her kids have attached themselves to you, and you want to make sure she's taken care of. You want to do what a real man does, which I encourage you to do, and you put her in the will. And then you catch her, she slept with your best friend or something, or she done moved on or whatever, and you don't want to leave her anything. Well, you got to update your will, because there are plenty of people who die and everything goes to somebody that they can't stand. It goes to, a woman dies and all her assets go to her ex-husband, or she has moved on from the relationship, from a marriage, and is living in the house with her fiance, and something happens to her, because death don't never make announcements. Death does not RSVP for shit. Death does not fit into your calendar. Death does not ask you if you're busy that day. Death just shows the fuck up and scoops you up and takes you away. So death came to her house and took her, and you know what happened? Everything she had went to her ex-husband, who promptly went to that house and told the fiance, you need to get the fuck out. That's exactly what happened. And that wasn't what she would have wanted to have happened in life. But when they're going through that will, they're going by exactly what you wrote, based on what your life was like at that time, exactly what you put. So you got to ask yourself, when you think about your life insurance policies, are you happy with the beneficiaries? If you died tonight, would you be happy with the state of your affairs? Yes or no? Yes or no? You ain't got to answer it publicly. Some of y'all can type in your answer. If you don't want to type in your answer, that's okay too. It's not a conversation to embarrass you. But if you died tonight, would you be happy with the state of your affairs? If you died tonight, would you feel that you have enough life insurance? If you died tonight, would you feel that you have the right beneficiaries for your policies? If you died tonight, do you feel like your will represents exactly what you want? And so I'm not trying to make you feel bad. That's not me making you feel bad. This is me risking making you feel a little bit uncomfortable, so that your loved ones don't have to be super uncomfortable when everybody's trying to go through your shit and figure out what's what if you suddenly died in a car crash, which happens every single day of the week. I had an uncle 4 months ago. Y'all know about my uncle. Anybody, did I tell you guys about I know I told you guys about my uncle. Some of y'all know, some of you don't. My Uncle Charles. He was it was the date of his 44th wedding anniversary. He called my Aunt Janice and said, I'll be home in an hour. And because they were going to go out to dinner. And it was also his mother's birthday, and a week before his wife's birthday, and a week before his sister's birthday. His wife and his sister had birthdays on the same day. Uncle Charles did not make it home. He hit some black ice, and the black ice had other plans for him than what he had for himself. So when I look at this whole thing with John Singleton, what I really see going forward, and I'm not going to talk about this super long. I just wanted to sort of hit on this a little bit. Because I think the world is a great university. There are teachable moments in everything that we look at. And so I just want to say that I think what I see for Singleton is I see a lot of court battles. I see a lot of lawyers getting rich. I know lawyers who told me straight up that they keep their whole law firm afloat from people who don't plan for their death. They said that's what keeps us going. We actually, we don't like it. We don't tell people not to plan for death, but we know they're not going to do it anyway. So we make millions of dollars from people who have estates and have to give us a big chunk of their assets because they didn't make any plans. They didn't put anything on paper. They didn't document anything. They don't have anything structured, and they just die. And then next thing you know, when you die, people are just going through your stuff. And then the problem is, if you have loved ones and you want your loved ones to get your stuff, they're the last ones to get paid. Check this out. Pay attention, y'all. I need y'all to listen to this. Prince died. $45 million has gone to the lawyers, the accountants, and the consultants. $31 million of Prince's estate has gone to the IRS. Guess how much money his relatives, his loved ones, have received from this estate? Guess how much money his relatives have gotten, or his charities? Y'all know Prince cared about his charities too. He gave a lot of money to charity. Guess how much money his loved ones and charities have received? It rhymes with Nero. Not a goddamn thing. Not one penny has gone to his family, because your family gets paid last after all those other sons of bitches get paid. After the perfect strangers get all their money and the vultures get to eat off of your estate, then your family will get whatever's left. Why? Well, because it's tied up in probate. That could be prevented by simple vehicles like trusts or even life insurance policies. Life insurance policies, they avoid probate. The money goes right to the people you need to go to. And here's the deal, right? If you got somebody that's dependent on you, financially, some of y'all got, yes or no? Does anybody have somebody? Do you have anybody that's dependent on you? Yes or no? Tell me yes or no. Answer that question. Answer me, damn it. Give me an answer. Yes or no? Do you have somebody in your family that is dependent on you financially, emotionally, or just to be there? You're taking care of somebody? Yes or no? Okay, I see a no. Then I see some yes, yes, yes. Okay, Second Life, Mello, Yvonne, Kimsa. Right, yes. Well, I need you to kind of visualize. Remember, I told you guys when we talk about wealth tends to go to people that have the best vision. Whether you're talking about gentrification, the reason neighborhoods get gentrified in 2019 is because somebody had the vision to begin the planning for gentrification back in 1989, 1999, right? Or the reason some people are millionaires in the stock market now is because back in 1994, they started investing in stocks, and they had the vision that they wanted to be wealthy by 2019. So if you want to be wealthy by the year 2049, you have to have the vision in 2019 to make plans for what your life and what your children's lives are going to be like 30 years from today. It's very easy to become wealthy in 30 years. It's very easy. I don't care how poor you are. It's very easy to be wealthy in 30 years. What is really difficult is to be wealthy by next week. And that's what Negroes are chasing down. They're chasing that fast money, but money don't come fast. Money moves slow. Money moves like molasses. Money is the ultimate turtle. Money goes about 2 miles an hour. But if you keep going down the road at 2 miles an hour and you do the basic math, two miles an hour times 3,000 hours is 6,000 miles. So you can travel 6,000 miles going 2 miles an hour, but you can't get 6,000 miles overnight. Ain't gonna happen like that. So anyway, if you have somebody that is dependent on you, I need you to have the vision to sit back one day, and I need you to do money meditation. A money meditation, which is literally a term I just came up with literally like right here as I'm talking to you, because I like to meditate and I'm thinking about money. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. And M&M, a money meditation. And I need you to money meditate and imagine that if you die today, and all those people that are dependent on you right now, if they needed you this week, like what would, in your money meditation, what would that look like for them? Would they have all the money that they need? Would they have access to the resources? Would they know where the life insurance policy information is? Would they know where your will is located? Would they know, would they be able to get into your bank account? That's another one, right? Because the bank ain't gonna let anybody into your account, right? It's gonna send them back a few months, right? So you can actually make death planning to prepare that, to ensure that doesn't happen, that those issues don't come up in your life, okay? So, anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm about to get out of here. Game of Thrones is on tonight, so I don't know if anybody else watches Game of Thrones, but that's my show. I love it. And Billions, that's another good one. So I'm about to get up out of here because I got to get mentally ready for Game of Thrones and Billions. But I want to say I wish the best to the Singleton family. This was not a video done in any way to be critical of John Singleton or his family. It was to talk to you. It's really not even about Singleton per se. It's about you and me saying to you, whatever's going to make you happy, whatever's going to make you feel good about your life, I want you to go ahead and do that. If you want to get life insurance, here's one easy one I can give you. I use theblackinsurancenetwork.com, THE, theblackinsurancenetwork.com. Her name is Yolanda Spivey, and she runs the network, and she takes good care of you. If you tell her that I sent you, then she's going to take really good care of you, because you're family. We're all a family, an economic family. So that's important. Also, don't forget, I'll be in Philadelphia. So if you want to meet me in Philadelphia, May 19th, I'm doing an all-day seminar on investing. You can learn more by going to drboycephiladelphia.com. That's drboycephiladelphia.com. I'm also doing a 7-week masterclass on investing. And it's going to basically, we're going to meet every week, and we're going to talk about different components of investing, whether it's how to turn your child into a millionaire, how to build a 100-year plan for your family, how to create your own family bank, etc. It's a 7-week class. So if you want to take a look at that, go to Dr. Boyce Seminars with an S, seminars.com. That's drboyceseminars.com. And one more thing I want to mention too, the summer's coming. So you have kids. If you have kids that you want to keep busy for the summer, or somebody else's kids down the street, you want to give them a gift that's going to last a lifetime, feel free to go check out our financial workbooks for Black children. You can look at those at financialworkbooks.com. That's financialworkbooks.com. So feel free to go check that out. Before you go, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're on Facebook, please share. Also, if you're on YouTube, please share the video and also hit the thumbs up button. That's really important. That helps us out a lot, and it helps us spread Black intelligence throughout the world. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And I'm going to go get ready for Game of Thrones. Dun, 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 dun.